Welcome to the Wealthy Woman's Podcast, a podcast for high-achieving women who are great at making money but struggle to build wealth. You'll learn how to take control of your money, increase your net worth, and make more. Ladies, it's time to create a life with more money and more freedom. Let's dive in. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome back to day 3 of the Stop Overspending series, and I have a question for you. Have you ever found yourself browsing online because you're bored? Have you ever found yourself driving into the Target parking lot and heading on into the store just to see what they have to pass time? If that's true, if you can relate to that, then you could be a boredom shopper. And today we're going to talk about that because it is such a big deal. I hear it from my clients a lot that they just shop, they spend when they're bored. When they don't have anything to do, when they're feeling like there's nothing going on, they just turn to shopping. And if that's you, you are going to get a lot out of today's episode. Now, I want to just do a quick reminder of why this series is happening in the first place. Well, it's because I'm finally releasing a course that I've had in my heart for so long, which is the Stop Overspending course. So many of my clients are not building wealth because they are overspending. And once we heal that, once we fix the overspending issue, then they save, they pay off debt, and they build wealth. And so I want to help you all to kick the overspending habit to the curb for good. And with that, I am teaching my Stop Overspending course live. I've never taught it before. It's a brand new course, and I'm going to teach it for the first time live and record the teachings. And then that course will be available for purchase on my website. And you can also get it by going to the show notes. So I want people to be able to experience the live version. So not only will you get to be there live as I teach it, remember, you won't be on camera, you'll just be in listen-only mode, but the Wednesday after I teach the class, you will be invited to a Zoom meeting where we will have live Q&A and live coaching. And this is something that I'm only doing for the live version of the class. After that, it's going to be self-study. It's going to be amazing self-study, and I'm excited about that. But if you want to join me live, then you get to participate in the live Q&A and coaching that will happen on Wednesdays. So we're kicking things off on Monday, October 28th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we will go every week for 6 weeks, except for the week of Thanksgiving. And then again, on the 30th, we're going to have our first Q&A, and we're going to do that for 6 weeks, except for the week of Thanksgiving. So if you want to join, all you have to do is go to jermainefoley.com/SOS or go to the show notes and sign up. I made this course super affordable. No matter if you're going to join me live or later, I believe that it's affordable, and it's a great first step to investing in your personal development. All right. So all you have to do is go and sign up, and I will see you in the class. But now let's go ahead and get to today's topic, which is all about spending and shopping when you're bored. Okay. So if you are someone that finds yourself browsing online when you're bored or going into stores like Target or into the mall when you're bored, you are not alone. And boredom, I want you to know, is one of those emotions that many human beings really dislike feeling. So with that, I wanted to just get a real good definition for it. So I went to Google, and here's what I found. Boredom, or being bored, is to have a feeling of being tired or unhappy because something is not interesting or because you have nothing to do. Also, according to Google, when people say they are bored, they often mean that they lack interest or excitement in their current situation or activity. And boredom can manifest in many ways, including feeling uninterested, feeling like time is passing by slowly, or experiencing a sense of emptiness or lack of purpose. Now, if boredom is something that you experience every now and then that's just normal, and that's just part of being a human. right? But if boredom is something you experience often, then maybe it's time to get real curious about your boredom and consciously come up with something you'll do instead of shopping when you're bored. Now, here's why. Number one, when you become curious about anything in your life, you open up your creativity and you open up yourself to really receive answers for anything you're questioning. And boredom is an emotion, and emotions are often there to tell us something, to teach us something about ourselves. And when you get curious about your emotions, you open yourself up to really being able to get to the root cause of the emotion in the first place. So we want to get to the root cause of the boredom. So when you simply ask yourself, why am I bored? You open up yourself to be able to address whatever is bothering you on the inside. Okay? Because when you don't get curious and you just shop, you just let the boredom be there and just try to mask it with shopping, you never get to the root cause of the boredom. So think of it this way. Let's say you have a fever and you keep taking Tylenol. You reduce the fever temporarily, but until you get to the root cause of what is causing the fever, you're going to keep getting the fever. What if you have like a really dangerous infection in your body? A Tylenol is not going to fix that. It will mask the symptoms, but you still have the problem. And that's the same thing with your boredom. The shopping is going to mask the boredom temporarily, just like the Tylenol is only temporary. But until you treat the infection, until you take the antibiotics, until you get to the root cause of what's causing you to be bored, the boredom is going to keep coming back again and again and again. And if you're trying to use your money to solve for it, you're going to end up robbing yourself of being able to save, robbing yourself from being able to be debt-free, robbing yourself from being able to invest. You're going to rob your current self and your future self from being wealthy. You're even going to be robbing yourself from the things you really want to do. Like if you want to travel, if you want to do things that really are valuable to you, things that really matter to you, you're not going to be able to do any of those things with ease if you're constantly trying to fix your boredom with shopping. Okay, so we want to get to the root cause and just getting curious about that boredom, especially if it's always there. You know, being bored every now and then, that's just part of life, right? And you could come up with some ways that you handle that boredom. If it's just every now and then I get bored, maybe there's a trigger. Maybe when the kids go to the grandparents, you're like, oh, I'm kind of bored. What am I going to do? And instead of shopping, you might come up with a list of things you'll do instead. Right? You want to give yourself ways to soothe yourself, to comfort yourself beyond just spending. Now, sometimes you might want to go to the mall. That's fine, especially if you planned it ahead of time and you have the money. That's not a problem. But I'm talking about where it is unconscious and you're doing it over and over again and you're not planning it. That's where the problem lies. And that is where just being conscious of the habits that you have around boredom and spending and deciding that, okay, whenever I'm bored, this is what I'm going to do instead. And if it's something that's happening all the time, if you're always bored, like every time you get off of work, you're bored, then that's something deeper. You want to get really curious about that and see why. It could be around a lack of purpose or some feeling of emptiness. And when we solve for that, then you won't need to spend your money to feel better. So if you or someone you know spends when you're bored and is preventing you from building wealth, you are invited to enroll in the Stop Overspending course live, where you'll learn healthy outlets and healthy habits so that you can break free from the boredom spending cycle that's keeping you stuck and is preventing you from building wealth. Okay. Remember, all you have to do is go to jermainefoley.com/SOS. That's Jermaine with a G, or simply go to the show notes and read all about the Stop Overspending course that will be taught live. And then after that, it will be available for purchase on my website. So if you're listening to this and it's December 2024 or later, you can simply go to my website and grab that course. It will be available on demand and it will help you to really stop overspending for good so that you can build wealth and enjoy life at the same time. Hope to see you in class. Bye-bye. Hey, before you go, If you're ready to create a life with more money and more freedom, then you're invited to join the Wealthy Woman's Academy, my signature coaching program where you'll learn how to take control of your money and build wealth without sacrificing your lifestyle. To get started, head on over to jermainefoley.com/WWA. That's Jermaine with a G. See you over there. Bye-bye.